The Kalash culture cannot disappear.
La nostra conoscenza.
Our knowledge and wisdom are precious. You can only find us in this secret corner of the world. But by now, there are only a few true Kalash left. If we also convert, then there will be nothing left for us.
No one will remain to keep our traditions alive. How can we survive?
The Taliban beheaded a person and stole more than 600 goats.
Before this story unfolds, pause for a moment and ask yourself, what would you protect if the modern world asked you to forget who you are? Beyond fading signals, broken roads, and mountains that decide who may pass, there exists a valley where time does not move forward. It holds its ground. A place where identity is not preserved in museums but lived every single day, despite pressure, isolation, and unforgiving nature. This is not a tale of comfort or tourism. It is a story of endurance, belief, and resistance. Hidden deep within the rugged mountains of northern Pakistan, Kalash Valley survives quietly, carrying traditions the modern world struggles to understand. Here, survival is not guaranteed, difference is not easy, and nature is both protector and threat. So the question remains, why do they stay, and what are they willing to lose to remain who they are? Imagine a place where the modern world slowly loses its grip, where mobile signals fade, roads turn narrow and uncertain, and time itself seems confused, unsure whether it should move forward or stand still. Imagine a valley where ancient traditions are not archived in history books but lived every single day by people who refuse to forget who they are. Today, we begin a journey into Kalash Valley, a place that feels less like a destination and more like a question. How does a small community survive when surrounded by change on all sides? How does identity remain intact when isolation, pressure, and nature itself constantly test its limits? Hidden deep within the rugged mountains of northern Pakistan, Kalash Valley exists quietly, almost secretly. It does not announce itself. It waits to be discovered, carrying stories the world rarely listens to. This is not a story of luxury or comfort. This is a story of endurance. Kalash Valley is home to the Kalash people, one of the most unique and ancient communities of the region. Their beliefs, customs, language, and lifestyle stand in sharp contrast to everything around them. Here, faith follows a different rhythm. Festivals echo through the mountains with music and dance. Daily life moves according to traditions passed down through centuries, not calendars or clocks. But beauty here is never free. Isolation is not poetic when winter seals every route. Being different is not easy when the world outside demands sameness. Survival is never guaranteed when nature can turn hostile within hours. So the question arises, why do they stay? Why choose a land where winters are brutal, access to healthcare and education is limited, and life depends more on community than convenience? Is it belief? Is it identity? Or is it something deeper? A bond with the land that outsiders can never truly understand. Kalash Valley challenges our modern idea of progress. It asks whether moving forward always means abandoning the past. As we step into this story, remember, this documentary is not about landscapes alone. It is about people who wake up every morning knowing their way of life is fragile, yet choosing to live it anyway. And from here, our journey moves deeper, into the land itself. Kalash Valley lies in the remote northwestern region of Pakistan, tucked deep within the Chitral district of Khyber Pakhtunkhwa. It is surrounded by the towering Hindu Kush mountain range, whose sharp peaks form a natural barrier between the valley and the outside world. This isolation is not accidental. It is geographical destiny. The valley itself is made up of 3 main valleys: Bumbaret, Rumber, and Birir, each carved by glaciers, rivers, and time. Reaching Kalash Valley is an experience that immediately reveals its remoteness. Narrow mountain roads cling to steep cliffs. Rivers roar dangerously close to fragile paths. Landslides decide when travel is possible and when it is not. During winter, heavy snowfall can completely cut off the valley for weeks, sometimes months, forcing life into a slow and cautious rhythm. The climate here is extreme and unforgiving. Summers are short and intense, bringing sudden rainstorms and melting snow that can swell rivers without warning. Winters dominate the valley's character. Temperatures fall far below freezing. Snow blankets rooftops, fields, and pathways. Mountains close in, transforming the valley into a silent white fortress. Nature here is not gentle. It demands respect. The air is thin. The terrain is steep. Forests of pine and oak cling desperately to mountain slopes. Terraced fields are carved into narrow strips of land built by hand over generations. These fields are not just farmland. They are proof of human persistence against geography that never offered mercy. Water flows from glacial streams, pure but unpredictable. It sustains life, yet can destroy it within hours. Avalanches, flash floods, and landslides are not rare disasters. They are part of daily reality. And yet, within this harsh environment lies breathtaking beauty.
Is it true that here, if a girl and a boy like each other, they run away together?
Yes, it's true. They run away together.
Morning light turns snow-covered peaks golden. Mist rises gently from riverbeds. Evenings wrap the valley in long, dramatic shadows. This environment has protected the Kalash people for centuries, allowing their culture to survive. But it has also tested them relentlessly. Every home, every path, every field exists in constant negotiation with nature. Here, humans do not control the environment. They adapt to it. And within this demanding landscape, the story of survival begins with the people themselves. Life in Kalash Valley is shaped by discipline, resilience, and an unspoken agreement with hardship. Survival here is not seasonal, it is daily. Kalash men, women, and children wake before sunrise, guided not by clocks but by light, weather, and necessity. Each day begins with tasks that cannot wait: tending livestock, checking fields, collecting firewood, and preparing food. Livestock is not wealth here, it is life. Goats, cows, and sheep provide milk, meat, and warmth. Losing even one animal can mean months of struggle. Women carry a heavy share of responsibility, managing households, cooking, caring for children, and preserving supplies for winter, often working in freezing temperatures with hands hardened by years of labor. Children grow up quickly. From a young age, they learn to walk steep paths, carry heavy loads, and understand the signs of weather that decide whether a day will be safe or dangerous. Education exists, but reaching school often means long walks over uneven terrain, through snow or rain. Learning itself becomes an act of endurance. Healthcare is limited. A simple injury can become life-threatening when roads are blocked. During emergencies, the community relies on traditional knowledge, patience, and collective support. What defines the Kalash people most is unity. When one family struggles, the entire village responds. Food is shared without hesitation. Labor is offered without pride. Grief is carried together. Loss is familiar here, but it does not harden hearts. Instead, it deepens compassion. Smiles may be rare, but when they appear, they are genuine. Despite constant hardship, the Kalash people do not see themselves as victims of nature. They see themselves as its guardians, knowing which slopes are safe, which rivers are dangerous, and when silence is safer than movement. This knowledge is not written, it is lived. Every wrinkle, every scar tells a story of endurance. Life here is exhausting and uncertain, yet it carries a dignity cities rarely understand. And within this struggle, identity does not fade. It strengthens, finding expression in culture and belief. The festivals of Kalash Valley are not mere celebrations. They are sacred rhythms that guide life through the changing seasons. Each festival reflects a deep connection between the Kalash people, nature, and their spiritual beliefs. Among these, 3 festivals stand at the heart of Kalash culture: Chalmos, Chilamjoshi, and Uchal, each marking a critical moment in the annual cycle of survival and renewal. Chalmos, the winter festival, is the most spiritually significant event for the Kalash people. Celebrated during the harshest and darkest days of winter, Chalmos represents purification, gratitude, and hope. As snow covers the valley and isolation deepens, the community comes together in rituals meant to cleanse the soul and prepare for the year ahead. Fires are lit, traditional songs echo through the cold air, and prayers are offered for protection, health, and survival. Chalmos is a reminder that even in extreme cold and darkness, unity and faith keep life moving forward. Chilamjoshi, celebrated in spring, marks rebirth and new beginnings. As snow melts and the valley slowly awakens, this festival celebrates fertility, growth, and the return of life to the land. Men and women dress in colorful traditional clothing, wearing heavy bead necklaces and embroidered robes. Music, dance, and singing fill the valley as people thank nature for survival through winter. Chilamjoshi also plays a social role, strengthening community bonds and marking relationships and future unions. Uchal, celebrated in August, is a harvest festival that honors abundance and gratitude. It marks the successful growth of crops and the rewards of hard labor during the warmer months. Food is shared, dances are performed, and prayers are offered in thanks for nature's generosity. Uchal reflects balance between effort and reward, hardship and celebration. Together, these festivals are the heartbeat of Kalash life, transforming survival into meaning and reminding the world that culture lives strongest when it is celebrated collectively. Kalash culture is not preserved behind glass. It lives in daily routines, clothing, food, and rituals. Every tradition has meaning, shaped by isolation and survival. Marriage customs reflect this uniqueness. In Kalash society, a woman can choose her partner, and sometimes marriages begin with elopement. When a man arrives on the wedding day, he brings 4 goats as part of the tradition, symbols of responsibility, survival, and commitment. Another deeply rooted custom relates to women's biology. During menstruation, women move to a separate designated space, a practice rooted in belief and ritual purity. While often misunderstood by outsiders, within the community it is seen as a period of rest and separation tied to spiritual values rather than shame. Traditional Kalash clothing is instantly recognizable. Long black robes with colorful embroidery, heavy bead necklaces, and detailed headpieces. These are not costumes, they are identity. Food is simple and seasonal: grains, dairy, dried fruits, and preserved meat. Nothing is wasted. Every meal reflects careful planning for long winters. Festivals are the heartbeat of Kalash life. They mark seasonal changes, harvests, and spiritual cycles. Music, drums, and dance fill the valley, transforming hardship into celebration. Hospitality is instinctive. Guests are welcomed even when resources are limited. Offering food and shelter is an honor, not a burden. Homes are built from wood and stone, positioned to capture sunlight and retain warmth. Life moves slowly, guided by seasons rather than schedules. Modern influences exist, but tradition remains dominant. Kalash culture is not frozen. It adapts without disappearing. In ancient times, the Kalash people followed funerary traditions that were strikingly different from those practiced today. Death, for them, was not surrounded by silence, fear, or secrecy. Instead of burying their dead beneath the earth, the Kalash once placed the bodies of the deceased in open wooden coffins and left them in designated graveyards, exposed to the sky, the mountains, and the forces of nature. This practice reflected a belief that death was not an end, but a transition, a return of the body to the natural world that had sustained it in life. The mountains, the air, and the land were seen as witnesses, not enemies, and allowing the body to remain above ground symbolized openness rather than loss. There was no attempt to hide death from the living. It existed alongside them, reminding the community of life's impermanence and the continuity of existence. Over time, however, these ancient practices began to change. External influences, social pressure, evolving beliefs, and the passage of generations slowly reshaped Kalash funeral customs. Today, the Kalash people bury their dead beneath the ground, a practice that aligns more closely with surrounding communities and modern expectations. Yet, while the method of burial has changed, the spirit behind their rituals has not disappeared. Death in Kalash Valley is still treated as a collective experience, not a private sorrow. When a person passes away, grief does not belong to one family alone. It spreads across the entire valley, binding the community together in shared remembrance. One of the most powerful traditions that continues even today is the distribution of meals after a death. Following the passing of a community member, food is prepared and shared with the entire Kalash Valley for nearly a week. This is not a symbolic gesture, it is a massive communal effort. Families, relatives, and neighbors come together to cook, serve, and distribute meals, ensuring that no household is left out. In a land where resources are limited and life is already difficult, this act of generosity carries deep meaning. It reflects the belief that even in loss, no one should be left hungry or alone. These meals are not lavish feasts. They are simple, honest offerings: grains, dairy, meat, prepared with care and respect. The purpose is not celebration, but connection. By eating together, the community acknowledges the life that was lost and reaffirms the bonds that remain. For the grieving family, this tradition provides comfort. It removes the burden of isolation and reminds them that their sorrow is shared, carried collectively by the valley itself. This week-long ritual also serves as a moment of reflection. Stories of the deceased are shared, memories are spoken aloud, and life is quietly examined. In Kalash belief, honoring the dead is not about silence, but remembrance. Though burial practices have changed with time, the essence of Kalash funerary culture remains deeply human, rooted in dignity, unity, and respect for life's fragile journey. In a world that often rushes past grief, Kalash Valley chooses to slow down, remember, and heal together. The Kalash Museum stands as a quiet guardian of history, knowledge, and identity in the heart of Kalash Valley. Built with the support of a Greek NGO, the museum is not just a structure of stone and wood. It is a bridge between generations, designed to protect a culture that has survived centuries of isolation, pressure, and change. For the Kalash people, this museum represents recognition, respect, and the right to preserve their story on their own terms. Inside the museum, the past comes alive. Old and primitive materials used by the Kalash community are carefully displayed, allowing visitors to understand how life once functioned in this harsh mountain environment. Traditional tools, farming equipment, wooden utensils, musical instruments, and household items tell silent stories of endurance and creativity. Each object reflects a time when survival depended on skill, cooperation, and a deep understanding of nature. These are not artifacts removed from life. They are reminders of how ancestors lived, worked, and adapted to their surroundings. The museum also serves an important educational purpose. Local students regularly visit to learn about their own heritage, ensuring that knowledge is passed down rather than forgotten.
Welcome to Kalash Museum.
Elders share stories, explain rituals, and describe traditions that are not written in books but carried in memory. For the younger generation, the museum becomes a classroom where identity is strengthened and pride is restored. It teaches them that their culture is valuable, worthy of preservation and respected beyond the valley. A small but meaningful library is also part of the museum. It contains books, research material, and records related to Kalash history, language, and traditions. This space allows students, researchers, and visitors to study the community with depth rather than curiosity alone. The involvement of a Greek NGO holds symbolic importance, reflecting historical connections and international support for cultural preservation. In a rapidly changing world, the Kalash Museum stands as a place of learning, memory, and protection, a space where the past is not frozen, but understood, honored, and carried forward. Kalash Valley is often called paradise, but paradise here comes with risk. The same mountains that inspire awe also threaten life. Landslides, avalanches, and floods can strike without warning. Roads hang dangerously above rivers. Winter buries paths and rooftops, turning movement into calculation. Tourists often see only beauty, festivals, colors, smiling faces. They rarely see fear during medical emergencies or isolation during snowstorms. Nature here is not entertainment. It is authority. And yet, life continues. Children play. Elders share stories. Families plan for the future. People stay not because it is easy, but because this land is memory, identity, and belonging. Leaving may bring comfort, but it would cost something deeper. In Kalash Valley, every sunrise feels earned. Every peaceful day feels like a gift. Kalash Valley is more than a place. It is a lesson. It reminds us that progress does not always mean replacing the past. Here, wealth is measured in community, tradition, and endurance. As the world grows louder and faster, Kalash Valley stands still, asking a quiet question. Have we traded connection for convenience? If this story made you pause, reflect, or see life differently, then it has done its job. Like this video, share it, and comment on what Kalash Valley taught you. Subscribe for more stories hidden behind mountains and silence.